There you go. We're now audio available on YouTube.
What's up, guys?
Up and running.
Hey, what's happening?
Ross Rushing's in the house with a comedy troupe from Boomerang Comedy Theater.
That is us.
We're going to be talking about a new thing going on in Baton Rouge called Local Dude, I'm so excited.
You should be.
Not just because I'm on the debut show.
Yes. You are the one. You are going to be the reason this is successful.
You guys remember Ross Rushing from such episodes about Improv Fest?
Right. Yeah. That was
You weren't the Lone Fest as well. We see you out there.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, we had a good time. But things over at Boomerang Comedy Theater are
all right. Everybody stand by.
Exploding right now. So that's it's a pretty cool thing. Like a lightning bolt. Bubble gum. What else explodes?
It's Friday, which means it's another episode of the Geaux Rouge radio show. This is your host, Franz Borkart. We've got Brian Haldane on Master Control. We have a jam-packed show for you guys today. In our first half, we've got a hot local, bar downtown, our government. This is going to be with our co-host, Dylan Ferguson. He's going to be the second part of the first segment of the show. In the first segment, though, we've got our friend Ross Rushing back with Boomerang Comedy Theater. They are doing some exciting, cool, funny stuff. And in the second half, Brian, in the second half of the show, we have Lacy Dicharry, consultant, guru, spiritual advisor, can read tea leaves and stuff. We're starting a new segment with her called Fix Me.
just to be sure, this could be a regular segment.
Fix Me. It's probably going to have to be.
It's not happening. Yeah,
I can't afford her hourly rate, and so we're just going to give her time on the radio. But no, we're gonna give the gift of Lacy and what she does for a living back to the city of Baton Rouge, and so we're going to talk about various defects of character and different things. And Lacy's going to help guide me if I listen. Down this watering. This water, I don't know, obstacle course, like a ninja thing. I don't know where I'm going with this. Point is, full episode of the Geaux Rouge show back on Fridays. This is a new thing, Brian. We're going to be consistently every Friday.
Seriously this time?
Yeah, I'm serious this time. Well, the problem is, Brian, when you're on international TV every single week.
We're happy to share you. We're happy to share you with the world.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
So before we jump into this week's episode, we have to thank our show sponsor, the Borkart Law Firm, finest criminal defense firm in the multiverse. Special thanks to the owner of the Borkart Law Firm for ponying up the money necessary to have a show on the radio. I mean, he is one of the best bosses one could have. All joking aside, if you have criminal defense needs, if you're accused or arrested for something and you need some help, give me a call over there. That's how I pay the bills. I have a day job. I actually work, despite what everybody thinks. So, Brian, you get a freebie. So, and more to the point, if your son James does something, right now, September 1, 2023, James gets a free ride.
Okay.
Even if it's murder.
I understand.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Especially.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you said if.
That's good. If.
Borkart Law Firm, special love for them. Just so grateful for them. Those folks over there, it's like, it's a family over there, even though it's just me. So, point being, Ross Rushing, welcome back to the Geaux Rouge show.
Thank you, Franz.
Good
to be here.
So we've got if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. We've got Boomerang Comedy Theater. We've got a whole bunch of people that I just met. You've got a new thing going on in Baton Rouge at Boomerang. Catch me up. What's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are super excited. And this is the brainchild of Travis Newt, the owner of Boomerang Comedy Theater. Travis, you want to say hello?
Hey, everybody.
That's Travis. He's gonna talk a little bit more about all the other things that are going on at the club. But the really cool thing that we are about to kick off, and it's going to be next Saturday, we could not be more excited about it. We've got Franz Borkart going to be our first volunteer victim.
Did I shamelessly have you on the show to promote something that I am doing with you?
Yeah, look how he does this. It's free advertising everywhere for Franz. Lacy, I think we need you in here now, honestly, for the Fix Me segment.
So you approached me about this concept called Local Legends.
Yes.
What is Local Legends?
So the idea behind Local Legends is this. We are asking Baton Rouge famous folks. We like
Lacy.
Yeah, like Lacy, exactly. To come out to help us with a show. And the basis of the show is this. The person that we asked, Franz, you're going to be our first one that's going to come out and do this. We're going to come have you tell 3 stories. Each of those stories is going to be between 3 and 5 minutes, and then the people to my left, yeah, we're gonna have a timer on you for sure. That's for sure.
Well, I'm not worried about the timing. Is there a rating system? Is this PG-13, R-rated? I'm a criminal defense attorney. I've seen stuff.
It's an adult theater. Well, I mean, it's not an adult theater, but it's a theater full of adults, so it should be a really good opportunity for you to just kind of go crazy. And once you get finished with your stories, my group here, which we're going to introduce here in just a second, our group, not my group, is going to perform 3 scenes off of the story that you just told.
Okay.
After our 3rd scene, we're going to exit the stage. You're going to come back on. You're going to tell another 3 to 5 minute story. We're going to do the whole thing again. You're going to come off. We're going to come back on and do it one last time. So it's going to be an hour show. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm sure we're going to pack the house. Real quick, I want to introduce the rest of the folks. So, Jay, would you like to come in and say hello?
Hey, folks, I'm Jay.
Jay is here. By the way, Jay has a hernia today. So, dude, the heavy lifting you're doing right now, no pun intended, is appreciated.
Yeah, no, I think I discovered I had a hernia at the last show that we had last weekend. Yeah.
He performed. Hold on. This man hosted, performed an hour-and-a-half show with a hernia. He's amazing.
Love it.
Jay, tip it up.
Yeah. I do what I can with what I got. You know, man.
Absolutely. Al?
Keep it going. Keep it going.
I'm Al. Hey.
And my name is Derek, and my special quality is I don't have a hernia. That's how you can tell me and Jay apart.
That is it.
So literally, Ross goes, I need 3 stories, Brian.
Okay.
Just 3.
No Holds Bar, which is a fantastic Hulk Hogan movie from the 90s.
Yes, it was.
No Holds Bar, Zeus is in there. Yeah. Any stories I want. Now, the catch is I can't tell him the stories.
No, he tried, and I shut him down.
Well, because I didn't have I'm the first one to do this, so I had no, measuring stick of what is okay and not. Then once he kind of let me know that and so we know, if I want to invite Brian to go to this.
I hope you would.
Okay. How would Brian get a ticket to go?
Oh, yeah. He's going to go to boomerangcomedy.com. There's a link that's going to be put up for the tickets to the show. Tickets are $15. It's a cheap date. Look, we're right between Elsie's Plate and Pie and Radio Bar, so you can go grab a bite to eat right before the show. Come over for the show for an hour. You have a great time. Then go head over to Radio Bar for a couple of drinks.
Or go throw axes.
Yeah, go throw axes. Yes.
I want to throw axes so bad.
It's so much fun.
But we're talking about Boomerang Comedy Theater right now.
I know.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing regular shows there, right?
Yeah, and Travis, you want to come in and kind of give them the rundown of all the things that are going on?
Travis has been on the show before, so Travis, welcome back to the Geaux Rouge radio show.
Is this one second? Did you own the club last time, or were y'all getting ready? Okay,
I did.
Okay,
Yeah, I did.
This feels like it's about to get awkward.
What's improv? It's improv. It's what we do.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So as I said before, I'm Travis. I own the club, chief dishwasher. I take out the trash. I'm the coach of these amazing guys. So really what that means is I come in, turn on the lights, and
we
get out of their
appreciate you,
way.
Travis.
Yeah.
So Travis, just so they know, Boomerang Comedy Theater, guys, is located right next to Elsie's Plate and Pie, right?
It
right
is.
across from Radio Bar.
Yep.
Doors open for this. What time?
7:30. 7:30.
But
doors.
you guys have shows, different things going on, comedy, improv. Tell them a little bit about, one, where can I get a schedule of shows, and then what kind of things would I be able to see? Great. Yeah. By the way, not that I'm giving relationship advice to anybody. Great date night, Boomerang. Comedy show, go to Elsie's afterwards, maybe go to radio. Dude, great date night. So, Travis, tell us what's in the pantheon of Boomerang shows.
Well, we've got a lot of stuff, on the way and coming up, getting ready to start. As Ross said, boomerangcomedy.com. We've got our shows on there, our schedules on there, and also, as he said, more's coming up all the time. We'll have the link to this show tonight. We've got improv group coming out of New Orleans. They play the first Saturday of every month. These guys are going to be the second Saturday for Local Legends. every month. We've got very exciting things. I'm working with some producers. We've got some new shows coming. We're working on a women's only show, stand up and improv. So just a lot of things going on, a lot of short form teams. These guys are long form teams. You don't need to know the difference because it's all funny.
So average ticket cost is about how much?
It's $15. It's $15 for most shows.
So if I wanted to give you, like, I don't know, a ridiculous amount of money for a season pass, I want you guys to think about season passes. Dude, seriously. Like, I don't want to be limited by $15 here, $15 there. Think about season passes. But, dude, seriously, I've gone to Boomerang. It's very cozy, comfy. Get there early. Make sure you get your seat all lined up. But afterwards, stick around down there. And then maybe after you go to Boomerang, there's a new bar open up on Government that you may want to check out. Dylan's going to come talk about that in a second or two. Not quite yet, but soon, like very soon. That was a tease, Dylan. This is the first time I've had Dylan as a co-host, and he's not like co-hosting at the same time because I have like 1,000 of you guys in the studio right now. Brian's handling it very well. So point is, I stand up, I give a story, 3 to 5 minutes, anything I want. Maybe I talk about the criminal justice system. You know, I've been a professional model before now. Yes. That did happen.
Yeah.
That what Dylan, you're shaking your head. I got paid to be a professional model. Not like Project Runway professional model, but like I feel like you doubting that I'm getting this look like he doesn't
Hey, once again you did something where you got to get free stuff out of it. So it kind of feels
that is the story of
saying.
my life. The story of my life is do things, take credit for things I don't do, make up stuff sometimes. I mean, Court TV, I'm surprised I'm not talking about the fact that I'm not in the corporate structure of Court TV yet. But yes, Boomerang, I'm excited. I've got 3 stories lined up. About how long is the show you think going to last?
Yeah, it's the show's going to be about an hour in length. There'll be 3 stories, and these guys are going to act out based on his suggestions. They won't act out the story necessarily, but it's going to be good stuff and good inspiration.
So one more time, where do I go get tickets?
Boomerangcomedy.com.
Boomerang Ross, dude, I'm so pumped up about this. And
it's going to be awesome.
And look, the other part of this is you guys are trying to collect other local celebrities like Brian Haldane,
absolutely,
Lacy Dicharry,
Brian,
Dylan Ferguson.
Everyone in this room is
John Paul,
eligible to come in for a local legends show. So,
dude, can you imagine Brian? Brian has seen some stuff. You've been in radio broadcasting for how long?
Since 2004.
Don't spoil any of the stories, but you've seen some. You'd probably be better at this than I would. You'd probably be better at this.
I don't know, man. You've had some days.
Yeah. I got to say this. Boomerang has been doing a lot of work. We just did we had a 4-person comedy show called Sticks and Stoned that we did last night. That was awesome, fantastic. There's an open mic that's on Sundays, so anybody who wants to think about comedy, if you're even thinking about just trying something new, like, hey, I'd really love to try out this improv thing, it's awesome. Al right here is about to start taking on the level 1. We have a curriculum at Boomerang for a 101 class, a 201 class, a 301 class, and you graduate at a 401 class. If you go through the entire curriculum of the classes, you get to become a house team member, and then get to come out and
feels
perform.
Like a pyramid scheme. I like it.
Right? Yeah, it is. Al,
I want
tell
to
him
start
about.
I want to start selling Amway. Let's do it. Go for it.
Yeah, tell them about the class.
Yeah, our upcoming class is happening next month.
Cool.
I'm super excited about it. It's going to be my first time teaching, but I think it's going to be a ton of fun.
So I'm going to ask Al, what's about the cost of going to a class in case I wanted to not just do it with me, but let's say Dylan and I wanted to do it together, because there's safety and friendship, right, Dylan?
Please do that.
Yes, definitely bring a friend. I believe it's $165.
145.
145.
Oh, 145.
145. Hey,
deals,
you
man.
saved $20.
Tell them you heard about it on the Geaux Rouge show, and it's still 145. So here it is. Here's my question, though. How much room is there in a class?
How much room is there in a
this
class?
is going to be. This strikes me as something that you need to sign up when it comes live pretty quickly, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's pretty limited. It's about 10 people per class.
Dude.
Yeah, 10 or 11.
Lacy, Dylan, me, whoever else. I mean, Brian. I think Brian would be exceptionally good. Now, this is improv or comedy or both.
It's improv.
Oh, yeah.
which I guess is both. Yeah.
Yep.
Improv comedy.
I've done stand-up comedy before and made money on it.
Ooh.
I have not done improv.
Yeah.
I have not done, and improv strikes me as a little bit more scary than comedy.
Yeah, I heard. I don't do stand up, but
Right.
I've heard from stand up comedians that it's a totally different skill to have. Jay does stand up. It looks like he's ready to add on.
See that lean in, that hernia lean in?
He's like, I'm ready. This is my wheelhouse.
That's
The
just
slow
dedication
pan.
there.
Slow pan in. Yeah, so I started off doing improv, and that's what kind of got me into comedy. And I started doing stand up as well. It's definitely different, way different. More so rehearsed. You got to have tempo. You got looking at things like that. When improv is, we'll just show up and see what happens. We'll do it live.
That scares me. That just scares me. And I'm also a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about what happens when I tell a story, like what will happen as a result of that storytelling. But we're gonna have fun with this Saturday. Not this Saturday. Next Saturday, September 8th. Get your tickets.
Be there.
Get your tickets. And look, if you come, you'll be not just supporting Franzi, but you'll be supporting the Comedy Theater. You'll be supporting these guys, the children. I don't know if that's true. That's not.
There's
true.
children somewhere that
Yeah.
will be supported
Save the
because of the
I
show.
once brought a 6-year-old to the improv thing. I got in trouble about that. That's another story for another day. All right, guys.
yeah.
Thank you guys so
Could
much.
be a
We
story
only
for
got
next
40
Saturday.
seats, so get your tickets quick.
Yes. All right, guys. That was Boomerang Comedy Theater, local legends. We're gonna be there next week, September 8th. Please get your tickets. Now we're gonna have Dylan Ferguson. What's up, bruh?
Oh my God, that was agonizing.
Why was that agonizing?
Well, because I couldn't challenge you on anything you were saying. You were a model. You've done stand-up comedy.
I
You've
have
been
done
paid
stand-up
for it.
comedy.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, there's just
Brian Haldane. Haven't I done stand-up comedy
He
before?
did it well.
Look.
Any chance I have to rip on him, I'm going to take that chance.
Ryan. It
Full
was
props.
good.
It was
Okay,
good.
Fair
It was
enough. Well,
good.
there's more
You
important
take
things.
that back, Dylan Ferguson.
There's more important things to discuss
All
right
right,
now.
go for
I'm
it.
sure.
You brought a guest.
I brought a guest this week.
Who'd you
yes,
bring?
this
Who'd you
is
bring?
Jean-Paul Guillory. I'm sure if you have,
Jean-Paul's in the house.
if you have been driving down Government Street, if you've passed the Electric Depot, you have seen the dog painted on that building, formerly not in use, now looking beautiful inside and out.
Okay, good deal.
Jean-Paul's going to tell us all about it. So we're going to start with it. Jean-Paul, who are you?
Yeah, so excuse me, I'm Jean-Paul Guillory. I'm the general manager of the main lobby cocktail lounge and bar downtown.
Former Hound Dogs, if you guys
Former Hound
throw-
Dogs, once
throw
upon a
back.
time. Yep.
Completely unrecognizable.
Wow.
It is a
Yeah.
beautiful bar.
Hound Dogs.
It is a nice
Right.
place.
Okay.
You were talking about stories. I'm sure you might have a story or two about the Hound Dog.
I can't tell any stories from Hound Dogs. Yeah.
So what's the
Zero
vibe
Hound
of
Dogs.
this place? What's the
So
vibe?
the main lobby is primarily a cocktail lounge. It's very relaxed, soft music. You talk about date night. It's the most comfortable place to be in town, especially on the rooftop, especially with this weather cooling up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rooftop. They've got the heaters, but now, so they've had main lobby, but now taken over.
Is District 10. District 10 on Government Street and 17th, right there on the corner. Another rooftop lounge. Lots and lots of outdoor space. We'll also have a speakeasy sort of thing in the front, and tons and tons of fun. I mean,
Okay, so always thinking about this in that little region. Parking?
yeah.
Where
so
you
we'll
park?
we have a lot behind it,
Perfect.
but we also have a deal with Alfred Safe and Lock. So
I love
whenever
it.
you come by, you'll be able to park at Alfred
Cool.
and come on in.
I love stories of good neighbors. I love.
Yeah.
We have some.
That
some-
doesn't always happen in Baton Rouge.
No, that doesn't. There's quite a row going on.
Get
right
off
now
my yard.
along Government Street.
Yes.
So District 10. So Firehouse is going to be the bar that's there on site. We're going to have the speakeasy in one part. Is there also a wine room?
That's right.
Almost like a totally different vibe in the same space.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So
Oh, I was going to ask a question whenever
I couldn't tell if you were telling me.
Yeah.
No, I was going to ask a question. Oftentimes, names of places come from their address. Does District 10 come from your Metro Council district?
that's correct.
Wow.
That is
Okay,
correct.
shout out
District
Carolyn
10.
Coleman.
That's right. Miss Carolyn is a good friend of the main lobby
Oh,
and
she's
District
bottled
10.
energy. I
Yeah,
love her.
Love her.
I thought you were going a different out. When you said bottled, I was like,
No,
wait, we're
no,
talking about
energy.
speakeasy. Like, what's going on here?
Different bottles. I was curious about that as well. So that's the origin because we are in District 10. And then the
Exactly.
Firehouse, does that have any significance to the building there? Or
It's a
where did that
concept.
come from?
It's
It's
a
just a
concept.
concept.
It's a concept.
And
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
definitely plays out well there. We've got the red poles, got the super intimate lighting, the wine room, unreal, but then also a courtyard out back. I think
Yeah.
there's going to be some space to hang out,
the weather
unwind,
cools.
smoke cigars even? Is
Exactly.
that what Yeah.
Exactly.
Cigar smoking?
Yes.
Yes.
Who does that?
I do.
I
And
that.
you do.
I do.
Yeah, we both do.
Chimney.
We're going to go there. And then the rooftop.
And then the rooftop. The rooftop is the exact same size of the patio area out there. There's a whole nother rooftop area, a private room that'll be available for rental, and tons and tons
So
of space.
you're open for business. Give me the hours.
Not yet. So
Okay,
we're not open
okay,
yet.
that was what I was
Where
confused
it's
about.
it's a new opening.
Oh, so you're throwing the hook out.
We're
I'm
throwing
like
the hook
nibbling
out.
on the worm.
That's right.
I want you to know,
That's right.
because people have asked me, they're like, Dylan, because people always ask me stuff like this, like with the
Okay.
work that I do. They're like,
Okay.
hey, what's that? What is that over
Mm-hmm.
there? And so I was like, oh man, we've got to get Jean Paul on to
Okay.
talk about, because
I like it. When are we looking at opening? Give me
So very, very soon.
Cool.
very soon,
Very, very soon.
We have a tentative timeline.
And I would say that if you're leaving the show on Saturday, drive past and take a peek.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I know, you're
love
sold.
the
I know you'd be
development.
excited.
I love the development of that area.
Yes.
I've got. So I spend an exorbitant amount of time, as you know, you sometimes at a coffee shop near there.
Oh, of course. We can say it.
City
We can
Roots?
say City Roots.
City
Yeah,
Roots. I mean, they don't
everybody
sponsor Geaux Rouge
loves
show, but I
Not
mean,
yet, but
I
Matt
mean-
Siraj, if you're listening.
And so inside
I need that
of
Siraj money.
yeah.
in District 10's Speakeasy Wine Bar, we'll be serving
Okay.
City Roots coffee.
Love it.
Really?
Yeah.
In the wine. Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. I love that
Yeah.
partnership too.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big drinker, but I am a cigar smoker.
All right.
And I have been saying for a while that area needs to have a chill place to smoke.
Yes.
I have smoked near City Roots before, but I get stink eye.
Yeah, it's not the
Pun
vibe.
intended.
Right. It's
But-
not.
but-
It's not the vibe.
But
over
yeah,
there.
you're not. I feel
Too
bad
many
when there's like a
strollers.
little stroller there and I'm blowing smoke on the
Yeah.
stroller. I feel like
Blow
that.
smoke on this. You don't have to do that. You can blow it into
I
the
think
air.
it's no. We need to have a
There's
child
a-
toughen up.
Oh,
That's right.
boy.
I'm kidding. I'm
Oh
kidding.
boy. So what can we expect on the menu? Are we going to do some
Well, I was
some
just about to ask
handcrafted?
that.
Yeah, some handcrafted cocktails.
There'll definitely be some.
Obviously
some-
a wine list.
There'll definitely be some exceptional cocktails
Yeah.
there.
Jean Paul's a cocktail master.
Expect to be entertained. That's what I'll say.
Are we gonna have a similar vibe to Main Lobby where we source mostly local?
That's the things that we look forward to, is trying to
Yeah.
be as local as possible, support the people here in Baton Rouge, in Louisiana.
Yeah.
At the main lobby right now, every Thursday we have live entertainment.
Okay.
And the third Thursday of every month we're doing a poetry night, and it's been a real hit.
Whoa, cool.
Like spoken word.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man,
Open
what,
mic
what time
poetry.
is that?
That's from 9 to 11, the third Thursday of every
So
month.
9 to 11. Third
John
Thursday.
Paul from
District 10 and the
District-
main lobbies, Firehouse
So
Bar there at. So District
so-
10 is the building.
no. But what do you want me to call it? Because I want to be hip.
District 10.
That's
District
District 10.
10.
Okay.
District
Because I'm
10.
not cool at all.
Yeah, no, I get
So
it.
John Paul from District
I'm
10.
going to say yes so quickly. Just I'm sorry, Brian.
Yeah, it's okay. We're
Yeah,
about to.
that just fell right
We're
out.
about to hit our first break, but John Paul's going to stick around with you, Dylan,
Yes.
in our break to talk a little bit more about it. Look, guys, Geaux Rouge show is going to be back with our friend Lacy, who I've got to convince her to do local legends.
Oh,
Lacey has stories.
And then what is the segment? The Fix Me segment?
It's called Fix Me.
Oh boy.
But you're going to be involved in it.
yeah, I'm here.
It's not going to be like a punching bag on Franz. I've got questions for her.
No, of course
And I
not.
can't afford her hourly consulting rate.
We
so
would never.
I'm broken.
Oh,
I'm like
boy.
the Humpty Dumpty. Okay, we're going to be taking a break. We'll be right back. Geaux Rouge show will be returning.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Jean Paul, thanks so much.
Hey,
Jean Paul.
yeah, buddy. Thank you. Good to
Yeah,
meet you,
dude.
Franz.
Take a photo. Get Brian to take a photo of you two. We'll post it on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There you go, Brian. Do you have a camera over? Oh, do we take it with that camera? Or do you? Okay, sweet.
The rooftop is the way. I got you. I make a mean mocktail.
Yeah, do y'all have like a zero proof menu or anything?
I'm thinking about it. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
that's what a good friend. That's what they worked on. At,
Like Cocha?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
and
good.
I love that little section there.
I'm trying to think of somebody else does them really, really well, and I can't think of who it is. Yeah, Mestizo.
Mestizo, I believe it.
has an incredible zero proof cocktail.
Yeah, I
it's
believe it.
really, really nice.
They're a lot of fun. I like going over there a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Adam and Wazell.
Wazell is a great guy. Yeah.
Unreal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, very cool.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's such a cool space. It really was. Like, I mean, it was a concrete room.
So formerly DeConga's Upholstery.
Whoa.
Many moons and moons ago, DeConga's
Yeah.
Upholstery. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
We're all in.
That's it. And and it was quite an undertaking. Yeah. It took us about almost a year to fully remodel.
So that's the thing Cornelius won't let me talk about, but that wasn't entirely y'all's fault.
No, not necessarily, but it's a good deal. It's a
Yeah,
good deal.
yeah,
We love our city, and we're gonna keep on doing what we got to do to get through it. you know?
Heard. Really cool, man.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Well, dude, welcome to hang around for the second half.
Awesome.
Or take off. The show, the choice is yours.
Thanks, buddy.
Dude, thanks so much for coming.
Nice to meet you, Lacy. Yeah, absolutely. Jean Paul. Yeah. Fresh in South Louisiana as it comes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And Franz Borchardt is back.
Sorry. That was
Oh, well, you don't have to. We're still
I'm
on
a guy.
YouTube.
I'm a guy of an age where I
Yeah.
can't go hours without using the bathroom.
Yeah.
Wait
Fair
until you
enough.
get to be my age. It's so I've had a lot going on.
You know, Jean Paul said that we look related.
I should tip him $5.
I felt the same way. I was like,
So I've had a lot going on recently,
Yeah.
and so I've missed my good friend Lacy.
oh.
Obviously,
Yeah, I know. Always.
So
Yeah.
I've thought it would be fun. Lacy and I have been flirting with this idea for a while, guys. And I'll repeat this when we go back on air whenever you tell me that is. You got a little bit of time? Yeah. So
Hell
Lacy and I have been flirting with an idea of
We're on.
being able to
Okay.
of figuring out a way to incorporate what she does in somewhat of a fun-natured way.
Mm-hmm.
Super
cool.
Like,
Should we put Lacey in the middle for the second half
I want
of
to
the
make
show?
a Lacy sandwich.
Yeah, we're gonna swap spots.
Well, unless you want to be there.
Wait, am I talking to you too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna be here.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I want to be like going back and forth.
She's
No,
okay?
that's yeah. That makes
She's in
wow.
control.
She's better at this than we are. I did not.
That doesn't take much.
Yeah.
That's humility right there.
Oh wow! Look, I did it.
Let me,
All right. Well, I've graduated.
photo.
I think that was a video.
That's okay. I can
So I taught a seminar today, and it was a legal seminar about criminal law.
Yeah.
I didn't prep, not supposed to. And
Ooh.
it was an A+ performance, but like, if you've ever done something like that where you're like, okay, this is not the way you're supposed to do stuff, and I got away with it, which is a bad thing.
Yeah.
So,
I understand.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
I
not
see
what we're
that.
going to talk about, but kind of like the ego thing is really
So ego, humility, work
being
being
right sized.
right sized, and working a little bit of.
Welcome back to the Geaux Rouge Radio Show. Man, that first half we had
19 people in studio.
That was not 19.
John Paul's a cool dude. Man.
John Paul is cool, man.
So is that a kind of that bar
Yeah.
on Government?
Talking about main lobby or District 10?
District 10.
Okay.
That to me is the kind of place you and I would probably go hang out.
Oh, absolutely.
Smoke cigars in the patio.
Courtyard. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a great
I
vibe.
have to say, as a woman, he had me at rooftop.
Rooftop.
Yes.
Yep.
Date
Yep,
night.
yep,
Oh,
yep.
you gotta see
Rooftop.
that
Rooftop
wine
sells
there.
to everybody.
Opening-
Absolutely.
That
Oh.
wine room is unreal.
So keep an eye out.
Yeah.
That's going to be opening soon. We also had Boomerang Comedy Theater in next week.
Yes.
Dylan,
The
I'm gonna be
I'm
there.
buying.
local
I'm buying
legends.
10 tickets to give away to our
Really?
different friends. Brian, you and Christy will be invited.
Hey.
Or
I'll be working.
I'm sorry,
It's football
Saturday.
season.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll be LSU
Well,
Grambling.
so wait, but am
Here
I, so
or
can I have
there
Brian's
or-
Here, it doesn't matter. I'm working either
Oh,
way,
okay.
home anyway.
Brian's ticket?
You can absolutely have Brian and Christy's tickets.
Wow,
Two
wow,
tickets.
wow.
So
Sorry, Brian.
we're back to the Geaux Rouge Show. This is Franz Borchardt, co-host Dylan Ferguson, Master Controls Brian Haldane. We've got Lacy Dicharry in the house with a new segment we're about to introduce called Fix Me.
Fix me.
Fix Me.
Oh.
F-I-X. Fix Me. But before we do that, let's thank our show sponsor.
Oh,
Who's
I love
our
this part.
show sponsor?
Oh, it is the Borchardt Law
The
Firm.
Borchardt Law Firm.
Yes, we love
Hey,
them.
hey.
It's honestly. Oh, do you have a cup? Do you have a branded
The
She's-
best are we
Yeah,
up to the
were you-
multiverse yet? The best criminal
Best
defense
criminal,
law
the finest
firm.
criminal defense firm.
Finest.
in the
in the-
multiverse?
In the multiverse.
That-
I have to
That
know.
Franz Borchardt, that criminal defense attorney Franz Borchardt.
So you can't see on the radio, but Lacey is drinking out of a branded pink Yeti Borchardt
It says,
Law
turn it
Firm.
around, turn it around.
On the other side, it says, "Oh, #cancer sucks."
That's an October promotion. We're going to be bringing it back.
Ah.
So if you watch or listen to the Geaux Rouge Show, the Borchardt Law Firm is going to be giving away Yeti mugs in the month of
Oh,
October.
whoa. Very cool.
Stay tuned, buddy.
Yeah, I'm so
So-
excited. And thank you again to the Borchardt Law Firm.
One more
Please-
time.
Please, yeah, give me
www.
Yeah.
Borchardt Law Firm.
Give them my love, please.
I'm going to
Everyone at the
start.
firm.
So if you're watching on YouTube, there is a television screen behind us. I'm going to start advertising using that. which leads me to this point.
Yes.
If you've got a business and you want to advertise on the Geaux Rouge show, why
great
let the
idea.
Borchardt Law Firm have all the fun?
It's a great idea. honestly.
Right?
Yeah. One thing I didn't know, so people text me all week, and they're like, hey, did I hear you on the radio?
You are.
Because
kind
not
of a
everyone
thing now.
knows that I do this. And
Dylan
so,
Ferguson.
Jim Howard from the Chimes, like 2 weeks after the show aired.
Get Jimmy,
texted me.
get Jimmy all over.
I invited Jim on the show. He didn't want to. He was
well,
apprehensive.
screw Jimmy.
He was no. He wanted to. He was a little
So
apprehensive.
speaking about
Yeah.
fixing it,
Yeah, fix me.
fix me.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, that's a great segue.
So I have a friend who's been on the show before, Lacy Dicharry. She's been about both on this show. I think you've been on Brian's show when I was covering for Brian. Lacy does some amazing, Lacy.
I do.
Lacy does some amazing things, helping people become the best versions of themselves.
So cool.
Consulting work as well as involved in the community. And I thought it would be fun because I'm a guy that has a few, dare I say, character defects.
So for this segment, I really want us to get a wall of character defects, like a wheel.
So,
and then we spin
just
the wheel.
spin it.
Of
I
character
think more-
defects.
Guess which
I
one for
think
the
more
day
likely
and
Yeah,
what
go
will
for
happen.
it. Yeah.
More likely what will happen is we'll get a fishbowl.
Oh, okay.
This will be a monthly thing.
I
Not
don't
a
know. You don't like
weekly.
the wheel?
I have to get a wheel. Like, look, Borchardt Law Firm, this is a low budget production. Why don't you
I think
bring
the law firm-
bring it down from a
Good.
wheel
Just
to
buy one less
Just a
statue
fishbowl
next
and
week,
draw it
and
out.
then see
Brian,
if we
if you
can get
find a wheel,
Oh,
we'll
no,
do
no,
a
no,
wheel.
no. It comes to a prize, when it comes to a wheel and you want to scale back budget. When it came to the Fat Boy 50 Championship belt,
Oh. Oh, what is that, Franz?
Interesting
So
topic
I did
for
not
today.
tell.
Yeah.
So one of the stories I will tell you guys, I cannot tell them, the improv guys from the first segment.
Well, hopefully they don't.
So
hear it.
Brian and I had a
Good
Fat
thing
Boy
it's not on the
50.
radio.
Yeah, I think this
Brian
is
and I had a Fat Boy 50 contest.
What is that?
And it's where we tried to lose 50 pounds.
Oh, that's nice.
I won the contest, but
Yeah.
that was in opposition or juxtaposition to a burger eating contest where I put my foot in my mouth or burgers in my mouth to where I said, "Oh, I can eat 20 sliders from Smalls."
Yo.
And so we recorded it. It's
did
out in
that
the universe.
go?
Oh,
he did better than I would have imagined.
I got sick.
Okay.
There was
he
some
did,
sickness.
he did make himself
Alright.
sick.
I did make
Humility.
myself sick.
Good
17 out of
start before we
20.
kick off.
Oh, that's true. We
So
should
that's
get back
what,
on track. We
85%?
should talk about
Okay.
Fixing. So speaking
So
of
fix me.
speaking of doing stupid stuff,
Yeah.
I have a lot of things wrong with me, as you know. Lacy would agree with you. But I'm
don't think she
self-aware.
would.
I'm self-aware, which is a good first step. And so I said, Lacy, let's talk about my problems on local radio.
So where do we
And
want to
just-
start? Where do you want
Starting
to? Yeah.
with-
Do you want me
I
to?
gave
Do you want me
her-
to talk about it? I
No,
can
no,
pick
no.
one. I can pick any.
said,
Yeah.
I said one of the things I struggle with, believe it or not, is having a huge ego
Okay.
and not being quote right size. Okay. So I said I challenged Lacy to say, let's talk about fixing this ego thing with Franz Borchardt,
love
Law
this.
Firm, Court TV.
Is it like a? Okay, well, never mind. I'll let Lacy talk.
I think
I'm-
deep down inside it's because I'm insecure. I think I'm insecure.
we need a
Huh.
professional opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where you want to start.
Not necessarily. I don't want to talk
Okay.
about my insecurity. I'm
well, I
insecure
think we
about my
should start
insecurity.
with a couple of things
Sure.
first, right?
Go
so,
for
like,
it. First of all, who
what
are
is-
you, Lacy?
So I'm Lacy Dicharry.
Yeah.
Lacy is fine. I do leadership coaching, really
Right.
transformational leadership, experiential leadership, doing that like deep dive stuff that everybody's terrified to do. And it's not just about skills; it's really about like what's on the inside that keeps us from really reaching our full potential.
So,
So
like
cool.
in a figurative way, caterpillar into butterfly, or in my case, larva into beetle.
Yes, and the cocoon that keeps you there.
Right.
So like we might be the butterfly, but if we're not dealing with the cocoon that keeps us
We just
inside
got
of
deep.
it,
Oh yes.
how do you
Yeah.
know?
Wow.
So if you're not willing to look at that,
Like just
then-
off the dome like
yeah.
that.
All right. So,
Yeah.
if you were me,
Uh-huh.
you're this lawyer that
Mhm.
has had
Mhm.
a little bit of success, not a lot.
Mhm.
Does some stuff on
Mhm.
radio, TV,
Court TV.
and will never cease to tell you about all the wonderful stuff he does because he's insecure. Brian, you jump in anytime you want here. So talks about himself in the third person.
I think
Like
Brian
where do we
was
start?
Brian was watching your Court TV clips on his phone. That's why
They are available on Court TV.
Well, I think if we want to start with, you started with ego, right?
Right.
So this is the big thing. But what is the antidote to ego?
Humility, right?
Humility is a big piece of it, right? You
Oh,
mentioned
why don't you let her
self-awareness
tell us,
too.
Ron?
Service to others.
Service to others, right?
Like
So-
doing a radio show that spotlights the best and most talented human beings in Baton Rouge.
If you do not let Lacy finish,
Okay.
So humility is not a new concept,
Right.
right? So if we can deflate ego enough, and we're not saying like we're a doormat, right? So there's a lot of good language
How
there,
does one deflate ego? Talk to me about that.
right? So self-awareness is one of the first steps. You talked about that, but humility has existed since the beginning of time, since humans, and one of the biggest benefits. So there's been a lot of research. Companies that have leaders with a lot of humility do better. They have better performance. They outperform their competitors, right? So there's a ton of research. So when we can think about others over ourselves, there's a lot of technical terms we can use, but we'll just keep it simple here, then we can be of service and we can get out of our own way. So in Buddhist and Taoist traditions, more Eastern, humility is about letting go of self. In the more Christian and Western traditions, it's about putting ourselves as less than others and being of service.
To be a servant,
Yes.
to love the way we show love in some of those religions.
Yes.
As you know, I'm a little Catholic. Is
Yeah,
show
submission,
love by putting
literally love and service.
right. We put the other. We show love by action and by putting the other first.
Yeah.
Well, and in your defense, friends, you do a lot. Like for
I don't know what you're talking about.
You do.
Tell me
You
about
do.
me, Dylan.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
But also, what
I
is
will
the
commend you.
intention, right? What is the intention and motivation behind doing
So whenever
things
we
for
have
others?
conversations, Lacy always asks me,
Mhm.
"What's the intention behind what you're about to do?"
Oh, what is the intention? Well, you don't have to say that on the air.
So I live
I
in a-
feel like it's
So I'll tell you.
altruistic.
Let's talk here.
Yeah.
So I'm in a weird spot because everything I do has an advertising component to it, a branding component. But also, I believe, and I've said this several times on radio, in events, marketing people, I believe that by helping other people and lifting other people, you get to ride the tide.
Yeah.
So instead of advertising like, "Hey, have you been injured in a car accident?" or "Hey, have you been accused of murder?" It's Baton Rouge.
Is the billboard still coming?
Never going to do billboards.
Yeah.
I do it through events. The
Bus signs.
problem is it's hard to walk the tightrope of being grounded when you're doing news commentary, when you're doing national TV, when you're on Brian Haldane's show. I mean, this is the star-studded
I know.
Brian Haldane show every
I know.
week. It's hard to stay grounded because it's like, okay, dude, it's like the Roman that's like, you're mortal. You're
and
mortal.
the
You're mortal.
question is, am I doing this because it makes me feel better, or am I doing this because it gets my name out there so I can help more people?
Yes.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask.
Yes.
because
Always the
because
question.
to do, I think we'll take Franz as a case in point. Like to do all those things, to go on court TV, to host those events, it has to take a certain amount of ego, but like in the positive sense.
Well, to be a
right?
lawyer.
Like but there's a positive aspect to this, almost like a light and shadow thing. Is that right?
Absolutely. Well, and ego itself is not a bad thing. We all have to have some sense of ego to be self, right?
Yeah,
so it's
you're
about being right-sized, as you said before. So I love this quote, right? As part of what came up in the research is we must love truth more than ourselves, since all knowledge is a wound to the ego.
So how do you know, Lacy, if you're being truthful with yourself
Exactly.
or full of poo-poo?
And it's really about
Can you say that on the
honest-
radio?
I said poo-poo.
I didn't
It's
say
really-
anything.
3 times actually. No.
a trustful understanding of our own strengths and weaknesses. So trustful, right? So if it's only coming from us, how do we trust it?
You've
We
got-
have to have feedback. So here's
vet
a
it.
key.
You have to vet it.
You have to vet it through trustful sources. So here's a key aspect of any kind of leadership, any kind of self-growth, self-awareness. And you cannot increase your self-awareness without feedback
Okay.
from others.
So
Who
where
would
do
you-
I? Yeah, I was just about to say. Go for it, Dylan.
No, I was going to say, where would you go for that feedback? Who would you talk to? Where's
Yeah.
a reliable source for that?
Right. So not all feedback is created equal, but the people closest to you, the people that you trust, the people who have similar values to you, those are the people that you want to get feedback from. And the people who are going to give you honest feedback, not always what you want to hear, but they will give you the feedback that you need to hear for you to be able to be more aware and grow.
So how do I tell Dylan if I'm going to Dylan for feedback?
Mhm.
Dylan's somebody I would go for feedback.
Aw.
Brian Haldane, somebody. How do I tell them? Look, I'm coming to you for feedback, and I don't want you to tell me what you think I want to hear.
Mhm.
I need you to tell me what I need to hear.
You exactly said it.
Okay. Okay. I like.
I do that sometimes. I'll ask somebody like, "Hey, show me what I'm missing right
Yeah.
now.
That's a
Like
great way to do it.
where am I tricking myself? Like,
Yeah.
do you see like some kind of flaw or error in
And
my
again,
thinking?
that's built on a relationship of trust and vulnerability. So you can't just go up to somebody randomly at work or somebody that you've had a high conflict with. You have to build that over trust and with time and vulnerability. So you've got to know that you have that container to be able to give that feedback to each other.
But
So does-
societally, this is getting harder and harder because every day we move towards being nice as opposed to being honest.
Yes.
But those are not mutually exclusive, though, right?
Kind and honest are both required.
I can be rigorously honest with you and that not be quote unquote brutally honest with you. And
Yeah.
at some point we thought that we seem to think that brutal honesty is always attached to honesty.
No, kind and honest are both required. You need to be honest, and you can also be kind.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe kind sometimes could be just objective, right? Like not adding like that personal touch or that like kind of negative emotional aspect to it, right? Like it just describing the facts. That
So
they
it's
are.
like you looking at me and saying, "Franz, I love you,"
Oh,
but
I
you're
do
full.
love you.
But you're full of it.
And never use but.
And oh,
I just feel like I just got a ninja move right there.
yeah, that's a good one. We just high-fived in the studio.
We
I don't
just
know if you
probably
heard
saved
that.
a couple of relationships.
Yeah.
You did actually.
And.
It's just remember.
Whoa. My
And.
brain just got bigger. I could feel like a new wrinkle
but
form.
I like using butt.
Well,
There's
no,
a certain
no.
there's a certain
And what is the intention? What are you getting out of
Yeah.
that? How is that
how
serving
do I
the other
surrender?
person?
How do I surrender? So when I go for feedback,
Mm-hmm.
how do I ask this? How do I go for true feedback and not just like I know what I want, and I really want Brian to tell me what I want? How do I stay out of the way?
Yeah, that's a great. So again, it circles back to humility. What is it that I truly want out of the outcome? Am I willing to forego myself to get the higher outcome that I want to grow? And that's about coachability. That's about humility. That's about a willingness to truly grow. So do I want what I want, or do I want to become a better version of myself?
There's been lots of humming today. I
feel
think this
like-
is the hummiest show we've ever had.
So
Yes, I love that as an adjective.
so
yes.
like an onion, there's layers, right?
Oh boy.
No, there's it is
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So one of the things I struggle with is I actually do ask myself, why are you doing what you're about to do?
Mhm.
Who's it serving? Are you serving someone else, something else? Are you serving yourself?
Yeah.
Because I do like to serve myself. I am Brian, I'll tell you, I'm self-serving.
Well,
I mean-
Lacy, would you agree that sometimes like that's necessary, right? That like, and is there like a
There's
So let me-
balance in everything.
right?
So let me-
Balance in everything.
So
yeah.
Brian is one of the most humble guys I know.
That's
He does
true.
a fantastic
Yeah.
job doing what he is.
Yeah.
Here's the question I have. If Brian is authentic and true to himself, he's going to be that authentic and truly humble guy.
Mhm.
But sometimes those guys are doormats.
Mm,
By society. I'm not saying you're a doormat, Brian. I'm saying
Don't backtrack. Dig
Yeah.
in.
Sometimes Brian,
like
no.
it would be easier.
humility doesn't come without boundaries, though.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
Someone writing this.
Humility means right
she has a
sized.
notebook.
It means out of self, but serving higher principles.
Well, this is a recorded show.
That's
Dylan.
right. Yeah, we can go back.
Yeah,
and watch
you
it.
can go back and take notes
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
Humility has boundaries, and so when we have boundaries around ourselves, because if we are a doormat, we're not actually being able to be of service to anybody.
I love being able to sum up things in like succinct points, and so we
Mhm.
talked about humility, and one of the paths was
Yeah.
self-awareness.
Yes.
We can derive that self-awareness by going to honest, close people that we trust that share the same values.
Yes.
We
Being willing to receive that feedback.
being willing to receive that feedback.
Yes.
We talked a little about evaluating intentions, and so I'm curious: is there like another workflow for that? Like, are there any steps that we can take to evaluate our intentions?
In my experience, that is a cultivated practice. You have to learn to sit with yourself and mindfulness practice to be able to really understand where are my intentions coming from, and that is through a lot of reflection, a lot of journal work. There's a lot of activities that you can do to do that, but it does take some practice to be able to really understand what the layers of intention are.
So, part of my issue, as someone who is very busy, and that's not an excuse, it's truth, is how do you balance the things you have to do in real time
Yes.
with the need to reflect about the things you're doing
Oh my
in real
gosh.
time?
This is
You're
a
welcome.
question
Oh wow!
every person listening probably has as well. And you know me, I'm very busy.
Mhm.
Full-time job, consulting, single
Mom.
mom, PhD, right?
Mhm.
And I have to put self and spiritual practice first. All of the things, the humility, the mindfulness, the boundaries, the meditation, all the things that allow me to be a humble person and be of service, that goes on my calendar first. Before momming, before work, before exercise, before everything else.
Okay.
That's so cool. And so one thing that you talked about that I wanted to come back around to, because I'm sure we have a lot of leaders that are listening to the show right now.
Mhm.
You talked about the way
Yes.
humble leadership outperforms.
Yes.
So what does that look like? Like, how do you show humility in leadership?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. So it's a formal skill set. It's a leadership competency, right? And so you can train, you can teach it. And there's a lot of work around vulnerability as a leader too, which takes a lot of courage, especially nowadays. But there's been a lot of research about, these like celebrity CEOs that come in and they rah-rah and all that stuff.
Sure.
They found that actually like doesn't really translate to organizational performance.
Yeah.
And actually it counteracts teams' abilities to innovate, to speak up. It makes people feel like they actually cannot share their ideas as readily.
Sure.
And so it makes it less safe for teams, which actually impacts team performance.
Well, so do you have anything that you would give as like a practice that you could put into place? Like if someone was listening right now, like if you're a leader,
Oh, one
you should
easy
do this.
thing. Yeah. Have your team speak first.
Have your team speak first. Very
Listen.
What if you're not really good at letting other people speak?
Too bad.
And
Ron.
listen.
Are you
And you
listening?
need to
Are you
listen
listening
more.
to us?
You just sat for like a whole
You
minute,
did.
maybe.
This is the quietest you've ever been on the show. I want you to know.
I think he's
like, that was
contemplating, reflecting.
Really uncomfortable.
That's how I felt in the
You're
hallway
doing
during the
good.
first half of the first half. Whenever you were going on about your.
So the irony is, I very much like quiet.
Yeah.
I used to hate quiet. Believe it or not. It is different though. Like this environment is different because understand like when I do commentary, I have a certain amount of time to talk.
Right.
And I've got to fit in 1,000 ideas in 15 seconds.
And that's what I mean. Like that requires a certain amount of ego, like a certain amount of self-energy, self-promotion almost. to be
But
able
that
to
also
communicate
involves self-editing too, because you know what your time limits are. You know what your top ideas, top comments are. So you have to triage and say, I've got to get rid of all this. Forget the fact that I want to say it. It doesn't have to be said.
Yeah,
It's
that's
harder.
really good.
It's harder with his show though, because his show there is
He's
a
coming off
collateral consequence to depending on what I say about who I say it.
Oh.
It will affect my doorstep in my business versus national TV. I'm never going to meet Judge Smith in Minnesota.
Sure.
I'm never going to meet Judge Taylor in New York. If I talk about Judge Tammy in Baton Rouge,
Yeah. Is that an actual judge?
no, of course not.
You can mention someone actual. It's
No,
fine, because
no,
I
no,
talked
no,
to
no,
him
no.
later that same day.
I get so excited
He
when I
loves
see Brian.
the grin, the poop-eating grin he gets on his face when we're going down a road, and I'm just like, I can't talk about this, dude.
I love when Brian, like whenever we're in the studio and I watch Brian's finger go over and take his mic off mute. I'm like, oh man, what's about to happen?
So, Lacy, if I'm listening to this and I want more,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
like let's say I wanted to work with you and hire you to be like a coach, consultant, whatever we're calling it these days. Consultant, right?
Consultant, coach,
Spiritual animal.
facilitator, yeah. LacyDicharry.com.
LacyDicharry.com.
Everything goes from there. Also keynoting the SHRM conference this year, October 11th.
What is the SHRM conference?
Society for Human Resource Management, the Greater Baton Rouge chapter, is hosting their annual
Wow.
conference.
That's
October
kind of
11th.
kind of a big deal there.
Yeah, that's
Kind
really
of a big
cool.
Not to get
deal.
too-
They're
not to get too-
awesome.
Yeah.
Not to
Yes.
get you inflated, but see what I
Yeah,
did there?
see the humility.
Yes. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. So the theme is cultivating courage, leading fiercely in the workplace. So if you're interested in learning more,
If I could get a tattoo, I want one tattoo
Live
on my
furiously.
body. No,
and,
it's not about. It has to be. It's not about you, but it has to be done in such a way that I can see it in the mirror.
Oh,
backwards.
Backwards. It's
Nice.
not about. No regrets. So we have just done. We're gonna get some music for this segment. We're gonna get. We're
Yeah.
gonna make it.
This has been one of my favorite shows. Can I say that? Like, I loved all the other shows I've done. I really.
Thanks, Dylan.
Yeah.
Go Rouge
What are you
show.
talking about? That's
Fix Me.
Yeah.
Lacy Dicharry. Think about doing this like maybe once a month or whatever her
Yeah,
schedule.
Fun.
definitely
Yeah.
recurring
Yeah,
segment if
yeah,
you're
and
willing.
look,
Yeah.
and look,
Love
we
it.
can get a fishbowl full of ideas,
Or a
you
wheel.
can
we
just
could have other
decide-
guests.
Well,
that wanna-
yeah. Oh.
Okay, what about
Yeah.
instead of a fishbowl, we put them on little ping pong balls with like one of those little vents that blows them
Only
up.
the finest
like
for the
power
Like a
Go
grid.
lottery.
Yeah,
like
like
a
a
bingo.
lottery. Yeah, like a lottery of defects.
So only the finest for the Geaux Rouge radio show, like local legends, only fixing them. Well, that's about it for. Give about a little bit, not much. About 10 seconds left.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
we'll
So
be
much
back
fun.
next week.
Yes.
TEDx is coming. We're gonna have you back and some other people. We'll be back next week. Go Rouge show.
Goodbye.
Awesome.
Good job.
Lacy.
Love it.
So
Yes.
great.
Like I
So
have good
good.
ideas every once in a while.
No, I'm
Bye,
just saying,
guys.
it was
Bye.
bye. We have so much fun always.